Alright guys, welcome back to a game from GPY. I don't know what round this is. This is round 2, right?
Round three, I believe.
Oh, okay, it's already round 3? Cool.
Yeah.
So who are our contestants this time?
I don't actually know what either of these two players are playing. I
Oh yeah.
believe HerziQuerzi is on some version of Heart Attack.
Okay, let me actually load up the decks too, because I should probably be doing that, but, I just set up, so...
Yep. And Heart Attack usually features the card Heart of Zadina to generate absurd amounts of mana and control the game. Uh, I do not actually know what Scribble is looking.
Herzi is not playing Heart of Zadina,
Huh?
so it's not Heart Attack.
Oh dear. Okay.
See,
It's Grixis control
yep, Grixis control.
without Heart of Zadina.
I mean, do you
Okay.
need Heart of Zadina?
It generates funny numbers of mana. But yeah, I see it. And then Scribble's deck is called Dead Man's Packs, which appears to be some artifact-based Mardu deck.
Yep, so they're both grindy decks, so this will be an interesting matchup. Hopefully it doesn't go too long.
Yeah,
I mean, we love this game, but we don't like sitting around the commentary booth for more than an hour.
that's true. That's true.
Yeah, like commentating is actually hard, like more exhausting than I thought, at least from before I started commentating. But
Right.
yeah, let's actually talk about the game.
Urtzi drops a very fast in the veil for Cecilius.
Wait, is that turn 4 right now?
I believe that was actually turn 3.
Wow, how'd they get all these guys into the yard?
That's a great question.
Omnis, oh yeah, I guess 2 Omnis discoveries, that does it.
And just shoving things in the yard, yeah.
So let's see. Scribble, can they deal with the Planeswalker? Do they have a way to kill it?
Hmm. There might be something under Shanjin's command.
Let me see. I don't
No,
think
no,
so.
they not. Okay, they can top deck an Ostracizer Orb, which has the ability to exile permanents, such as Cecilius. But Cecilius having the very scary +1 of kill target Planeswalker is very useful against a deck that runs many powerful Planeswalker win conditions.
Yeah. Well, the good news is that Scribble doesn't have any of those guys right now. I guess technically you can +1 the Weeping Lotus, and that kills it, which is funny, but I don't think that's worth doing.
So they play an Embodied Soul and grow it a little bit with the Miserable Discovery.
Oh, I guess that thing also gets screwed up by Cecilius.
The Weeping Lotus
Yeah,
and the Soul, yeah.
yeah. Oh, well, there's
Oh,
Ostracizer
nice.
Orb off the top, and you can just play it right now.
hmm
I think you do play it right now. You need
I
to,
think it makes sense, yeah.
yeah.
That +1 deals way too much damage to your board state.
No, it's not hurting your board state right now. I think right now Scribble is more worried about the minus or the other +1 making them discard.
That makes sense.
So now both players are on 3 lands.
That's true.
Yes, all of this action has been happening in very early turns for controlled or for like slow decks.
Yep.
Already
It's
still
both.
has 6 cards. So who do you think is advantaged right now? Like Scribble has more things on board, but Hersey has more cards in hand. Hersey draws land, which is exactly what they need because now they get to hardcast in the Veil again.
Yeah, that's the best thing you can ask for, that draw.
What can they thin for? They can thin for 4 again. Well, they're just gonna play Om's Discovery. They're just gonna draw cards. Actually, can
Interesting.
Scribble like pressure Hersey that much right now?
Scribble can grab another. Oh, they only have one Cecilius in their deck. So, what other threat could they potentially grab?
I mean, what can Scribble do to threaten Hersey right now? It's just Embodied Soul, which dies to Mephisto's Gate.
From Hertzi's end, I think they are trying to get a 5th type into their graveyard so they can thin the veil for Kyoro.
Yeah, that's really powerful if Hersey gets to do that.
And then you could steal their Rickard Dawson from the opponent's graveyard, which
Oh,
is kind of
right
funny.
then. Okay, so Scribble also technically draws a land. They have 4 mana to play with this turn. They can Shine Dreams Command if they want. Like that exiles Hersey's Yard, which means that Cindervale does nothing.
Yeah.
Not sure if Scribble's going to be that heads up about it though.
Yeah, they might want to.
Well, actually,
Well, what else would you do? Play Shanji's command for tempo?
the only possible modes are Graveyard and 1-drop because you have the other modes don't do anything.
So I think it does make sense to just hold up Shanji's command.
Yeah, but that means you're not attacking with Embodied Soul, which is something you really want to do.
That's true.
I mean,
That's
like,
true.
no, actually, you can't hold up Sandrine's command because you have a rail line, and that kind of forces you to spend the mana on the same turn. Because if you want to get the extra mana from untapped mana from the rail line, you have to tap your land first and then play it and return a land. So
I see.
yeah,
They could just choose to let the mana go away though,
but then you can't hold up
since
Chandrine's command.
you have the pedal there to get the
Oh,
4th mana.
right. I forgot that tail still exists. So you actually have 5 mana to play around with this turn. Still, I don't think Scribbl wants to be wasting mana, so I think they will be playing something main phase. Yeah, so that they can use the rail line mana.
Herzi is saying that this was the 1 land keep from them, which is pretty funny since they have 4 lands and 1 more in hand against technically 3 from the opponent.
They have exactly what they need right now. I
Yep.
think both players have drawn pretty well in terms of land ratios.
Oh, they let the black mana go away.
Oh, well, yeah,
They
they really don't want to be exposing Embodied Soul right now, I guess.
well, they could have just activated Embodied Soul, yeah.
That leaves it
If
vulnerable
they
to getting killed by Mephisto's Gate, and Hardy was telegraphing Mephisto's Gate pretty hard there by holding up the 2 mana.
That's fair. That's fair. All right, so they got the 5th mana
They
for
can
Kyoro.
does Slime Kyora do anything right now? I guess you replay an Intrepid. That's pretty good.
You can steal opponent's Planeswalker.
Oh wait, right, it hits their opponents too.
Pretty funny.
Yeah, well no, Record Dawson's still worse than Intrepid, I think. I think you just want to get Intrepid out.
What are you looking for with Intrepid? Just it's a big dude, or
Yeah, I mean it gives you a land drop and it's a threat.
Mhm.
What can you fetch? You can fetch Mirrorgate. Does that do anything?
I don't believe so. Scribble has all the colors. Oh, you can hit the Radiant Palace to block red.
Uh, yeah, I guess you can do that.
I guess. But they're generating Lotus Petals, which could tap for any color already, and they could get treasures from Miserable Discovery. So it's not that big of a deal. I might get Monument of Queens. It's if the game goes super long, the Queens might be a threat that is a little hard to deal with for
Right,
most decks.
Herzi is on Monument of Queens. Yeah, that's a pretty good option. So I think Herzi's right now is thinking about if they want to hold up something instead of playing Kyoro. Because like they held up Vessel's Gate for Embodied Soul last turn, so maybe they want to keep doing it. They can play Miserable Discovery and then hold up the Crack, I guess, and then hold up 2 more spells.
Mm-hmm.
No, actually, if they play Kyora right now, it gets completely blown up by Chandrine's command.
It's also true. Yep. They play Thin the Veil.
Alright, Scribble, now's the time to Chandrine's command.
You also get blown up by Shanjin's command. I think I would have tapped a little differently, holding up 1 black mana instead of red, if I were Herzi.
Oh yeah, for Miserable Discovery.
Or the Discovery over a Void Flare. Since I think the Embodied Soul is going to hit 4/4 almost no matter what.
Yeah. Well, you can hold up the Void Flare for if Scribble decides to fetch a creature off the one as their 1 drop. What can they get off Chandrine's command right now?
Gotta check.
They can get a pay up. That pay up's pretty good right now.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Or a Miserable Discovery if they want more draw.
Yeah, I think
you go for the payout.
You just want the instant speed hand attack, and now you get to snipe Kyoro. Or I guess it's not going to snipe Kyoro because Herzi's fine with giving treasures right now.
Hey, great treasure.
You already have way too much mana. Actually, no, you don't. You're also like mana does matter right now because you have late game stuff. Although
and you could always get more with Miserable Discoveries.
Well, getting more treasures lets you crack your Miserable Discoveries and do things in the same turn.
You'd use Miserable Discovery to get more treasure to use more Miserable Discoveries.
Yeah.
Let's go.
So even though Scribble looks like they're low on cards, they actually have a bunch of cards stocked up in their permanents that they haven't cracked yet. Meanwhile, I think Herzi's starting to run low on cards. Or no, they're not. Well,
why do you think Scribble runs Miserable Discovery over like the counterpart, Dark Bargain?
Because it makes a treasure. I mean, I feel like treasures might be useful to what Herzi wants to do because it lets them ramp. It gets them some extra mana fixing. It's just, I guess, more impactful than Dark Bargain.
They're hoping that spending a mana on an earlier turn and
actually, yeah, Miserable Discovery curves turn 1 and turn 2 on its own because you can play turn 1 and then spend your mana, and then you have 4 mana on turn 3.
Oh my god, did we power creep Dark Bargain, which power creeps Night Whisper, which sees occasional play in Legacy?
Don't worry, it's not power creep if it's not strictly better.
Yeah.
Scribble's gonna crack their Miserable Discovery's main phase. That's
a little surprising to me.
Yeah. I guess they were trying to hit something that they can play at sorcery speed, but they just top decked a bunch of lands. Oh, right, Herzi's tapped out of Enter Mephesto's gate, so Embodied Soul gets a swing in.
That's true.
Uh,
Does Herzi run X-Wing? They do not. Okay.
yeah, I don't think you want to run Exile in the same deck as Kyoro. Or maybe you do, I don't know.
I don't.
Kripek's gonna be a huge problem because Scribble can't kill it right now with their creature removal.
Yeah. Valeri is truly. It's been nerfed twice and it still does very scary things.
What does Valerie do right now? Oh, it gets to recast in the Veil.
Yep. And the Veil is not particularly scary here because uh their Herzi's graveyard is not very large.
Right. Actually, no. Herzi decides to plus the Valeri.
4 mana for an ominous discovery.
Yeah, I mean that gets cards in the yard for Veil. If Valeri makes it to next turn.
Gotcha. I don't know if it's. Oh, it might make it to the next turn, right? Because you can at instant speed cast a Void Flare.
Well, no, you hold up Mephesto's gate for the Embodied Soul and can't kill Valerie.
Yeah, yeah, that's the better play, right?
Rush of Stillness in the air. Okay, so yeah, Herzi passes holding up the Mephesto's gate, and the Scribble brought an answer to Valeri. No, they do not. I think Scribble is in a bit of a trouble. Yeah, they're kind of in trouble right now. Valeri's gonna start generating tokens soon. Do you animate Embodied Soul here? I don't think you can afford to do that because you know your opponent's on Mephesto's gate unless you just assume their opponent has been bluffing all this time.
It's hard to say.
Or, no.
They don't.
Scribble literally knows that Herzi's on Mephesto's gate because they
Oh
yeah
yeah,
earlier.
I think no. Then
Yeah,
it sucks, but you kind of have to let your opponent sit.
Does Scribble have any graveyard value? No, they do not.
Yep,
Pretty sad turn.
it's a little unfortunate. And Valeri can get the Thin the Veil now.
Yeah, and Veil can get another Valeri, but or actually, what does Veil get now?
3 drop or less.
It can get a 4-drop if you like.
Void Flare at end of turn.
Yeah.
And it does look like they are going to Void Flare. Alright. 4 drop. Is there a way to get 5 for Kyoro?
Maybe you could top deck something. Or you can Mephesto's get your own soldier token, and that lets you rerun the Omnis Discoveries.
I don't know if you want to do
I'm
that.
actually serious. I think you should just void clear your own soldier tokens right now because you get to draw 2 cards off of it. Like I think that's objectively a good play right now. But let's see if Herzi's going to do that.
I think you're right.
They're just gonna plus Foley Kerpek because they'd rather do stuff with their mana that they already have. What am I even saying? But yeah, they're just gonna slam Kyoro, and Kyoro gets to steal Lord Rickard Dawson, and Dawson gets this. Can Dawson sack their own creatures? No, it cannot. But
you can just make a treasure and make your opponent discard.
Yeah.
So it's basically Cecilius with extra steps.
Maybe you should just hey, what can you get from your own yard? You can get a Void Flare. That's not very useful. Oh, right. Valeri Kerpek makes Exile really bad.
Well, they have enough mana to just pay the ward and out of body.
I keep forgetting that Kyora has ward. Like I just assumed it was going to get removed by out of body, but you have to pay extra for it.
It does do a lot of things.
And it does steal the Dawson. Like I'm pretty sure you can make tokens of other people's cards, even if they're not on your side of the field. Okay, when do we start giving Herzi game rule violations for not reading the card?
It's fine. They know it's in exile. There's no way to interact with the card in exile anyway, so you can just take the actual copy.
You're gonna end up forgetting that it's a copy.
And chuck it in your graveyard?
Yeah.
Maybe.
I mean, obviously you're playing Richard Dawson in your Grixis deck. Wait, what's Scribble doing now with the extra mana? Wait, are they just playing? Oh yeah, they're playing for the ward.
Yep, are just slamming out of body.
Currency.
Currency.
Hey, that's a lot of
Honestly,
mana, but not a lot of action.
Not terrible here. I mean,
what do you mean not terrible?
Okay,
it's 2 turns before you get to do anything.
Yeah.
And you have to leave Embodied Soul back, or else Valeri Kerpek gets in their trigger off the Mephesto's gate, and Scribble concedes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That's a pretty foregone conclusion, so Scribble's gonna call it early. By the way, we should be talking about sideboarding right now, you know?
Sideboarding?
Yeah, sideboarding. I love how we're all super low energy today.
I don't know. This matchup just feels like who can get more resources. If I were Scribble, I would bring in the Prying Inquiries. And that maybe the Cosmic Tendrils, honestly. Just because you want more cards than your opponent.
What the heck is Cosmic Tendrils doing right now?
In theory, it draws a lot of cards.
Sure, I guess. I mean, I haven't seen this card ever, so maybe we'll be able to see it for the first time and judge if it's actually good or not.
On Hertzi's end,
You just bring in more good cards.
Anya's very good in the control matchup.
Yeah, you also bring in Shine Dreams Command, right? Because, or does it do anything? No, it does not. Okay, so I guess you just bring in Panya and Calamdus Crash, and that's good enough for you.
Yeah. Hey, do you bring in a sucker for you?
Okay.
Not really. You could steal potentially a Rickard Dawson, but
Yeah,
otherwise,
but I don't think so. That's not
okay,
the. I don't think that's the angle that you're attacking from.
that's
So Scribble starts off with turn one Miserable Discovery, and Herzi's also going to start with turn one Miserable Discovery. So we got the true mirror here.
Scribble did bring in the Cosmic Tendrils.
Oh yeah, huh? Are they gonna play Tendrils on two, or are they going to play Weeping Lotus? I mean,
I think it's always Lotus.
yeah, you can also technically play Prying Inquiry, but I don't think
Oh,
you need to play
Pigeon
that.
Brownie.
What's that do?
Good question.
So it makes creatures, it copies abilities, and has an ultimate that doesn't matter. I guess it's
Uh,
3 mana make creatures against a control deck. It doesn't get killed by creature removal, so I guess that's why it's in
Pretty good.
deck.
You could copy Miserable Bull Discovery triggers.
I guess you can. Wait, did Hersey not play turn one Miserable Discovery? Wait, what? What did Hersey do turn one again? I wasn't paying attention.
I believe they just played a tapped Shock Fetch.
That why? They could have played turn one Miserable Discovery into turn two and then Raxia's Dever.
Saving life?
Life doesn't matter in this matchup. Or the first 10 life doesn't matter in this matchup.
Yeah. It only matters a little less, like 4 matters.
Yeah, but like if they played turn one Miserable Discovery, turn two they could have held up the crack on Miserable Discovery, and then they have 4 mana on turn three. Because now they just do nothing with the extra mana that they saved. Anyways, this is a pretty slow game, or pretty slow start from Hersey, so I think Scribble's pretty happy just jamming the Cosmic Tendrils right now. Like
I
Cosmic
agree.
into Prying Inquiry, that seems pretty good. Yeah, it seems like that's what Scribble's doing. How much life gain does Scribble have in their deck?
Shanjin's command.
Is
And
that
then
it?
Pidge can create cats with lifelink.
Okay, well, I mean, I guess you don't actually get to draw that many cards off of it. And you're also losing life off Miserable Discovery, so I'm not sure what Cosmic Tendrils is the best card in this deck. Anyways, Hero plays Prying Inquiry and takes Thin Veil. I guess yeah, it makes sense because Hersey already has 2 Valeries. Like I think if Hersey had only a single Valerie, you would definitely take the Valerie. But since you can't hand attack away the Valerie, you might as well just take the Thin Veil. Hersey draws more lands. Well, I guess we found one situation where Valerie isn't great. It's when you have to play her on turn 3 on an empty board and with no 1-drops in the yard. But I mean, you have nothing else to do, so you might as well play out the Valerie. Valerie plus, does Scribble have a way to kill it? I guess they can just ostracize or orbit.
Yeah, that seems to make sense.
Oh, Dawson. Never mind, you can Dawson it.
Awesome.
Or
Yep.
can you? You can't.
Well, you deal 3, which is actually not good enough since Anopraxia can get it back up to 2.
I think. Okay, so Scribble can jam the 5 mana Barks right now if they want to, I think. Or can they? No, they're only at 4 mana. Okay, so I think the play here is Ostracizer Orb into Miserable Discovery. Draw some cards, go down to like 5 life, and hope their opponent doesn't have the burn to finish you. Yeah, Herzy's deck is full of burn. I don't think Scribble
Yeah.
feels comfortable going down any lower than this.
Well, I would probably sideboard out all the burn in this matchup personally.
Really?
Yeah, because it's a grindy control matchup. Burn doesn't really helpful for card advantage.
I guess, but you also need to keep in stuff. Yeah, okay, I guess you're right. But burn is also one of the ways you're winning the game because you have so many ways to rebuy cards, so you want to
Who
be
needs to
rebuying
win the
burn.
game? It's fine.
Scribble plays Pigeon Brownie, makes the 1/1s. Oh, I guess Dawson also gains life.
Surprised by the way they tap mana there.
Let me.
Because they could have generated the same with Swamp Plains. They're holding up a Plains without any output for the Plains, when they could have played a Miserable Discovery at the same turn.
Good point. I wonder why. I guess they just forgot.
Perhaps.
Or maybe they don't feel comfortable playing Miserable Discovery and going down to 9. So anyways, game 2, it's Hersey's time to draw way too many lands because I guess they can value the Thin Veil. What does that do? That lets them thin for how much? 2? That's still not good enough. Oh, never mind. They brought in the card.
Oh, you could steal a planeswalker with that.
Yeah, never mind. Yeah, you definitely bring this in. They pass on Praxia's Endeavor.
Okay. In this case, I think you do slam the ostracize. Oh yeah, you definitely. Surely you slam one of these ostracizer orbs, right? One of these days, perhaps.
Yeah, play Orb. Play Miserable Discovery. Stop paying life because I don't think you need to pay life anymore.
No, it's fine. You could pay more life. The only life point that matters is the last one, and maybe the one before it, so you can play more miserable discoveries.
And maybe the 3 before it too, just so you can pay more for
Yeah,
Cosmic Card rules.
yeah.
Does Pidge only copy artifact abilities? No, it doesn't.
No.
Okay, so you can copy Miserable Discovery, I guess. Oh, you can copy Ostracizer Orb, right?
No, you don't get an opportunity to.
Oh, it's only activate abilities. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I think you do want to minus Pidge and then copy the Miserable Discovery though, because that refunds your treasures, and that gets you enough mana to play Barks next turn.
That makes sense. I can also see just making more cats.
Yeah,
Like,
but
how are you gonna deal with this army of cats?
true. But you get on board.
Scribbles is thinking about whether to cosmic tendrils or not.
So yeah, let's see how risky Scribble wants to play.
They're a coward. I would have done it.
So if you were in Scribble's shoes right now, how low can comfortably go?
4.
Really? 4?
Yeah, a burn spell's 3, right? So I can go down to 4. If there's 2 burn spells, I deserve to lose anyway.
We're just going to Praxis right now in order to get the trigger from Valerie. Praxia kills a token. Does Hertz have any way to get Valerie back? Let me check their deck again. Like they're in
They
red.
could play the
should have,
other Valerie.
They're in red. They should have Artifact Destruction, right? Oh yeah, they have Calamitous Crash that they probably brought in. Man, if like the other Ostracizers orbs also end up doing things this game, that Calamitous Crash is going to be a huge blowout.
Yeah. Scribble does draw planes, so they can crack a miserable discovery and effectively Knight's Whisper plus create 2 treasures.
Well, they're not going to do that. They're
They're
gonna make a 1/1. He's going to crack on upkeep. Suckers for you stealing Pigeon Brownie. What does that do?
Not a whole lot, to be honest.
Thin can hit 4 now. But they're going to sucker away. They're gonna steal the Planeswalker.
You've never seen Pigeon Brownie see play.
I think that's for a good reason. Have you seen what it did this game?
It made 2 cats, and that's about it.
You know what else makes 2 cats and doesn't die to attacks?
Uh,
I don't know either.
Salem and Kanto, or whatever it's called.
Oh yeah, that guy. But that's 4 mana, so...
Oh, clearly Pigeon Brownie is better.
No, Pidge is getting really close to ultimating. Does the ultimate do anything for Herzi?
You can refresh your mana. Oh no.
Did Scribble forget to crack the Miserable Discovery? I think they did. Just forget to do that.
I think they're actually just... Actually, I have no idea what they're doing.
Are they trying to save life for... No, it doesn't make sense. You draw a card anyways.
Well, it does kind of work out in their favor because they did top deck Duress, so they can play both Duress and Barks this very turn.
You know what else you can do? That would be really cool. Do you see the
play? Your own Planeswalker?
No. Do you see the play that you can do to get Pigeon Brownie back? Okay, they're not going for it, but...
I do not.
Okay, so Ostracizer Orb on the Pigeon Brownie, and then you Dawson and sack your own Ostracizer Orb.
Does it come back to you?
Yes, it does. It's under its owner's control.
Well, they
can do it later. They don't have to sack it right now.
That makes sense, because Pidge would be a new entity.
Yeah.
So it would come back to you by default. All right. Oh, wow. Okay.
Well, I guess what's getting Ostracizer Orb next turn.
Yeah. Probably Barks and Cecilius. Well, Barks is getting murdered by Cecilius, I believe. And
they don't have to do it right now. They could Thin the Veil for Calamitous Crash. They probably want to Thin the Veil for Calamitous Crash at least eventually.
Ooh, Valeri actually.
Valeri minus. I guess you can Valeri minus into. No, they're plussing. Oh, they can plus into Thin the Veil. Or Cecilius. You can play Cecilius. And there goes Barks. What's the flavor behind the +1 anyways?
I think it's just giving Mono Black a busted card.
I don't think removing all counters from something is considered busted these days.
Cecilius's +1s just have such high utility. It's very impressive, the actual number of things it can do. Anyway, what is Scribble's play here? I think you want to rip a Duress somehow.
I think you can play out literally everything in your hand. Okay, so what you do here is you go Ostracizer Orb on Cecilius. Dawson minus get Pigeon Brownie back. Pigeon Brownie makes a creature token. Dawson tries to hit the Valeria and doesn't kill it, which prevents the -2 next turn, I guess. And the rest rips the
Suppose.
Cyndail. That leaves Herzi without resources.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now Herzi needs to top that Calamitous Crash in order to get back into this game. Okay, yeah, Scribble
They could.
starts with the rest. Let's see. They're not gonna Cosmic Tendril, seems like.
I would have done it. It's fine. You can pay the life. What's the worst that can happen?
Yeah, I mean, Herzi already boarded out all their Void Flares, so obviously you don't have to worry about burn. Ostracizer Orb steals a Cecilius. Let's see if they're going to Dawson now. Oh, there's Dawson. Yep. Well, let's see if they're going to throw away the Ostracizer Orb to get... Yeah, there we go. They made the correct play.
And you do gain some life, which means you can crack more Cosmic Tendrils. Sure. What?
Where did Pigeon Brownie go?
Huh?
Oh.
Oh.
Back to Herzi? Owners. Yeah, it goes back into play under Scribble.
How did Pigeon Brownie get over there?
Because it was attached to Ostracizer Orb. So it still belongs to Herzi right now. Oh, I guess they're calling a judge right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, in the meantime, do you want to talk about this matchup?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know who's favored here. It seems pretty even.
Yeah.
I might give it to Herzi just by nature of Valeria and cycling Thin the Veils being extremely powerful, and while Scribble doesn't exactly have a repetitive way to generate value.
Scribble is much more likely to run Elf Gas.
Well, they do have Cosmic Tendrils, and that is one way to not run out of gas. And all it costs is life, which surely can't matter.
I don't feel like Cosmic Tendrils is the best way to do that.
It's fine.
There has to be a better draw engine in those colors.
Ignition Engine's pretty good.
Right, that card. But that thing's capped.
More miserable discoveries. I'm not sure.
Alright, so Pidge is back, and they make a 1/1 to block the other 1/1. And Herzi needs to top deck some action right now. Or else...
You really want a targeting spell here.
Womp womp.
And there's not really anything they want to pull with that. There aren't any creature lands, right? Yep, no man lands.
I don't think they can afford to play mana lands with their mana base.
I think you can sometimes run one, just like in this sort of situation, so you can have an outlet. Although you do
Monument right now, so I don't think they had room to fit both.
You do have Sucker for you. So
Wait, can you cast out right now?
Yeah, if you sacrifice Valeri for it.
Okay, let me count. So if you sack Valeri, it costs 6 blue. That's still 9 mana, right?
Oh yeah, it costs 12. Oh boy. Huh. Never mind. I thought it costs 9 total. That's not how mana works. Well, you can Valeri. No, you're still 1 off.
Valeri plus and pass the turn. That's a pretty sad Valeri.
Yeah, especially since it's getting murdered by Dawson right about now.
Weeping Lotus draws you a card.
Oh, Pidge can duplicate Planeswalker abilities, correct?
Yeah.
Dawson is secretly Thunder Roads?
I mean, it's 2/3 of a Thunder Roads.
2/3 of a Thunder Road.
I mean,
okay.
I guess it is a Thunder Roads if you let Thunder Roads be split over multiple turns.
Yeah. Best use case value of Thunder Roads. Yeah. It's basically Thunder Roads. It's not. Yeah, Thunder Roads is such a messed up card.
Not going to minus Pidge on the Dawson, which I guess makes sense. You don't need to do that right now. There you go, drawing off Cosmic Tendrils.
Let's go.
Okay, never mind. That's not very useful. I think you cracked the visible Discoveries now.
You crack them twice with Pidge. Surely. Ooh, I would have played the other land here, so you could crack both. But
it seems like they're just going to act plus Pidge. They're not going to take advantage of Pidge drawing them cards.
Right. Now we see some cat on cat violence.
You know, if Herzi tops that Calamitous Crash, I think they still have the game. Because that kills both Ostracizer Orbs, and so that means they get back both their Planeswalkers, and then Cecilius immediately kills something.
Yep, that makes sense.
And Valley probably just rebuys Thin the Veil or something like that. No, actually, Valley can rebuy a second for you, and that steals the other Planeswalker.
Yeah. You can do that. Well, just need a top deck.
Yeah, and for people watching at home who don't know what Calamitous Crash does, can you teach them, Nix? Or tell them what Calamitous Crash
I've never actually had it played against me, but I believe it kills all artifacts or something. Destroy all artifacts with mana value X or less, and it costs X red. And whenever an artifact dies, deal 1 damage. Yeah. Wait, does that win the game instantly?
Not instantly. Scribble's still on a
2,
decent amount of life right now.
3, 4. No, it does not.
I love how both
Another
players are
orb.
drawing useless cards.
Hey, orb number 4 can help. Maybe? Well, Scribble has the opportunity to draw more cards here.
Scribble's gonna love what they see off the Prying Inquiry.
They're not going to Cosmic Tendrils here?
They don't need to at this point. They have the game on lockdown. Unless
But
the
you're
opponent
at
draws.
11 life. 11 is higher than 4.
Well,
What are they going to do? Burn you for 8?
how many artifacts does Scribble control? And what does Calamitous Crash do?
Or 5. Well, you can sacrifice a treasure in response, and it will only put you down to like 1.
Sure. So Dawson's getting
Okay.
pretty high right now. Like it's 2 turns away from ultimating, and Pidgeot's also 2 turns away from ulting.
It's okay.
All right,
Chris is going to
Herzi.
top deck Calamitous Crash. We're all going to scream.
I mean, they can also
Like,
top
oh
deck
my God.
Cyndaquil or Kyoro. Like both
Or
of
that.
any of those things get them in. Oh,
Oh.
that's it hits Planeswalkers. Never mind. You just have to pay 6 life to wipe the board.
Yeah. It hurts, but I think it's what you have to do.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how many life Scribble has paid throughout this game, but it has to be less than 6. So I think Herzi can also afford to take some for the team.
And he does take 6.
Well, so now
Decent top deck.
Scribble can easily refill their hand with all the random stuff they have lying around.
Mm-hmm. And if Herzi does get that Calamitous Crash, they are in a very, very good position to win.
Yeah. They already used up 2 Cyndaquils. Let me see how likely they can, or how easy it is for them to get Calamitous Crash.
100%, you know.
Oh, they only run 3 Cyndaquil. Okay, yeah, they don't actually have a good way to get Calamitous Crash. So they're just looking to top deck it.
They'll top deck it. It's just what happens, you know.
Okay, now Scribble's sacking the Mind Stone. Oh, there's
We
Dawson.
saw what happened last GP. You always top deck the perfect card you need to lose. Not coping at all.
I mean, on the bright side, at least Scribble isn't waiting anytime fast.
That's true.
So Herzi has time to top deck stuff.
Well, Lord Rickard Dawson, you can +1 him.
That's still 3
You
turns.
can't just Lightning Helix, yeah.
Yeah, you have plenty of time. You're fine. I think Scribble's going to pay life for this. Yep.
Let's go. More Cosmic Tendrils.
Are you willing to pay even more life?
Yes.
Can Herzi deal 6 damage off the top? Or, I mean, 9 damage in this case? 12?
Why not? But hey, you can play your second Cosmic Tendrils and then your Ostracizer Orb and set yourself down to 3 for fun, for giggles. All right, let's see the Calamitous Crash.
Okay, that's a good start. They still have enough mana after this to play Calamitous Crash if they find it. All right, let's see. Does Herzi get it?
2 hits, so 1 in 18.
Cyndaquil also works here, I think, right?
Yep. Oh wait, does that?
No, it doesn't. But you need to. It lets you find something that you can do that probably lets you survive for a turn.
Yep.
The fact that Herzi hasn't slammed any. Oh, they kept in the Void Flare.
Void Flare. That's a little unfortunate.
And they've been 2 cards that are useless. Yeah, that was not Clam's Crash.
That's unfortunate. All right. It looks like Herzi will have 1 more turn to try and hit something.
Unless
Scribble goes crazy and takes 9 with his 2 Cosmic Tendrils and then Prying Inquiry.
I mean, they don't have any other ways to draw right now, so I mean, it's not that insane.
Setting yourself down to 3.
Yeah, and Herzi's down to 1.
The Helix first. Okay.
Prying Inquiry is probably coming out, which means that Void Flare is going to be set at face. Yeah, and they're going to be drawing off of it.
You could have drawn 2 if you played the other Cosmic Tendrils first.
Oh, that's action.
Yeah, that's really tough to deal with because it is a 3/3 and then it creates 3 1/1s when it dies.
So it survives Calamitous Crash. Well, no. What you need to do is get 2 Calamitous Crashes, and you play 2 Calamitous Crashes back to back, and that probably deals enough damage to Scribble to kill him.
Calamitous Crashes.
I mean, it's not that uncommon. So, like, you have Omnis Discovery floating around in exile right now. You just need some way to trigger it.
Cecilius, I don't know, something.
Oh yeah, I guess Cecilius is really good against Plasma Enforcer.
Oh yeah, that's true.
All right, Herzi, draw your last card.
Right.
Womp womp.
Unfortunate. All right.
All right. Nope.
Maybe Scribble misses lethal.
Yeah, maybe Scribble forgets what Dawson's +1 does. Nope.
Oh, they kill themselves. I see. Can you do that? Nebula is lose life, right?
Yeah, it's lose life.
Okay. Gotcha. It's weird because certain lands are pay life and certain ones are lose.
Yeah.
And that distinction matters when you're playing by time.
I think Nebula makes you lose life because you can't be because it forces you to at least lose 2. If you play it while you have 0 life and it said pay 2 or more life, I'm actually not sure what happens because you can't be forced to pay a cost that you don't have.
Oh, that's interesting, actually. You would have to add some line that says pay 2 or well, pay 2 to 5 life, and then choose that many colors if you don't sacrifice. That's too many words.
Actually, no. I don't think you have to. Like, if you have 0 life and you play it, then you just don't get to choose any colors. So it still works out. I guess technically, if you only had 1 life left and then you played it out, well, I don't think you can pay 1 life if it says pay 2 or more. Okay, so technically, if Nebula had said pay a life and you played it while you were on 1 life, you can choose not to pay any life. I think that's how it works out. Anyways, that's kind of irrelevant for us right now
Yeah, I guess.
because we are going into game 3.
All right. What are your bets?
I think Herzi is going to draw Calamitous Crash in game 3, and we're going to see a huge blowout.
I see. Well, we aren't actually sure if Herzi has Calamitous Crash in their deck.
No, they do. Look at the sideboard.
No, I mean, like, we don't know if they sideboarded it in or not, because we never saw it that game, despite running through 23 cards of their deck.
Well, that's what Herzi feels too, so that's why they were digging so hard. Both players are definitely taking their time to re-sideboard.
Mm-hmm.
I think Scribbl is definitely thinking quite a bit about their sideboard, right? I'm not sure.
What would you bring in?
I don't think I would change anything.
Yeah.
Pidge was surprisingly decent that game.
Pidge was useful. It just made 1/1 cats.
Yeah.
Which is a little hard to deal with for a deck that wants to trade 1-for-1 over and over. Plasma Enforcer, I think, is a good call as well, because you can't just Doomblade it and call it a day.
Yeah.
Actually, I think Plasma Enforcer is actually busted, but that's something else. Anyway,
will play out the turn 1 Miserable Discovery this time, at least.
If they did this last game, they would have won.
I'm actually not sure if that's true or not, but I could see an argument for that.
Just by the way they shuffled, and yeah, maybe pay up. Probably Thin the Veil.
I'm not sure. I think maybe I would take Ominous Discovery, actually. Just try to snipe away their card advantage.
Despite them having 2 copies?
Yeah, like...
Oh, they choose Kabbalist.
Oh, well, I think that's a pretty free discard.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't part of the curve anyways.
Nice Valeri.
Now we're about to see an Ominous Discovery.
Yep. Is there a world where you crack Miserable Discovery 2 and go for Thin the Veil on 3?
No.
It's for fun. No? Okay.
Let's use Thin the Veil for 3, which means that you're not even getting ahead on mana.
Yeah, that's true. It's less fun though.
Scribbl gets to play Weeping Lows. They don't have any threats in hand.
They do not.
I feel like this game can go really wrong for Scribbl if they don't draw well.
I'm a little worried actually for Scribbl because they don't have a way to deal with Valeri. And Valeri unchecked. Very scary card.
Maybe just the rest now.
I think you have to Weeping Lotus.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Weeping Lotus does not make its pale immediately, so you can't duress on the same turn. Well, I mean, on the bright side,
Weeping Lotus ever let you duress on the same turn.
Well, it used to let you Cosmic Cinco on the opponent's turn.
That's true.
Yeah, Valeri comes down, but at least it doesn't have anything useful to do this turn. If Scribbl top deck a land here, it's really bad for them.
It's okay. They'll top deck
Called it.
a land.
See, this is what always happens to Scribbl. They end up top decking 7 lands in a row during game 3, and then lose horribly because of it.
Then the Veil doesn't actually do a whole lot here. I mean, sorry, duress doesn't do a whole lot here.
Yeah.
Because Valeri -2 gets Thin the Veil back.
Well, at least it forces you to -2 the Valeri instead of plussing.
Herzi cannot actually cast because they lack double black.
Oh, right. I don't think... Yeah, maybe you shouldn't have taken Thin the Veil there. Maybe you should have just taken Ominous Discovery.
Maybe. I find Ominous Discovery a little strange of an inclusion to this. Maybe it's a little strange. It is very good card advantage, but
Calamitous Crash.
Herzi doesn't have that many creatures.
Well, the thing is, they got Valeri tokens, they got Vein Drinker, they got Kyoro and friends. I mean, it's enough creatures to make strategic play.
You out of body Vein Drinker for fun.
Okay, Scribbl, you need to draw out of this. That's not it.
Hey, you got more mana now.
Does Scribbl have an X spell that lets them get back into the game?
Don't believe so, but they do have Cosmic Tendrils, which does the same thing, right? They would be really happy to have Cosmic Tendrils here.
Well,
You
I
know?
guess. I think they'd be much happier if they had something that actually lets them, get back into the game in a way that doesn't make them lose as much life, and also like doesn't is more immediate.
Well, it's fine. He has a little bit of time. Or, yeah, Scribble has a little bit of time.
Just a little bit.
Because Hertzie can't actually cast the Nivale or Kyoro here.
Oh, true. Well, they can cast it next turn.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not a little bit of time. That's literally one turn before you lose.
Okay. It's fine. Scribble top deck saw.
Oh, wait, what? Oh yeah,
What?
right. They can do that. They have the mana to do
Oh,
that.
Valeri +1, right.
All right, let's see what. Kyoro plus Kyoro probably takes. They're gonna duress. Okay, and Scribble's going to kill Kyoro in response. And yeah, that works out. That was a surprisingly unimpactful Kyoro because yeah, Scribble reveals the end of 2 lands to Herzi.
Hertzie does know that Scribble just has nothing right now. Except, well, infinite mana.
Not even. It's only 6 mana. 7 mana. I mean.
Now it's 8 mana next turn. Hey,
Why does
it's
this always
more.
happen to Scribble? I swear, Scribble
It's
always ends up flooding
fine.
out. Is Scribble just cursed somehow? Maybe they built their decks incorrectly with the wrong ratios.
Yeah, you should have made sure your lands were lands 21 lands. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe you should run 19 lands instead.
19 lands in your control deck.
It's not a
Interesting.
control deck, it's a mid-range kind of deck.
I mean, okay, sure.
You know what's funny? Calamitous Crash is usually really good in this matchup, but right now it's not even that good because Scribble has nothing.
You could use it to deal 4
Give me
face.
2.
2.
Cool, 2
Okay,
mana,
maybe it's not that good.
4 mana deal 2 to face. Actually, Calamitous Crash will let you kill your own creatures to trigger Omnis Discovery.
True. He does have 3 of them. Hertzie does have 3 of them stacked up. Ooh, Panya.
Yeah, the game's over.
Is there a top deck Scribble can look for?
Shine Dreams Command and Pray.
I suppose.
Alright, is this going to be a land? It might as well be.
Yeah.
It's a land that triggers Cosmic Tendril.
Gotta love magic.
Herzi didn't even get to play their sideboard tech.
Yeah, it's lethal next turn with Panya. Well,
Yeah. Well, magic's magic, and Scribble seems to be extremely unfavored by the magic gods.
yeah, I mean, they went through 14 cards in their deck, and how many were non-lands? Weeping Lotus, 2 Weeping Lotus, 1 Out of Body, 1 Pay Up, 1 Duress. That's a little unfortunate.
Yeah.
So, 9 lands, 5 non-lands, 2 of which are just ramp.
Yep. Well, anyways, so that's the game. Thanks for watching, and thanks for commentating with me, Nix.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no problem.